Welcome to the Emo Social Club podcast, broadcasting to you live from emosocialclub.tv. I am Brian.
And I'm Lizzie, and we're here this evening with our new friends in Ann Arbor, a band you probably heard of well before this. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight.
Of course, the dinosaurs in the era. No, I'm just kidding. in the emo scene, we've been a band forever, but it's good to be here, man. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Why don't you both introduce yourselves and say what you do in the band? And yeah.
All right. My name is Slade. I play bass and I sing lead vocals. And Ann Arbor's great. I'm here in Phoenix and it's beautiful.
I'm Danny. I play guitar, and that's about it.
There we go. We usually ask people
night.
like a really random icebreaker question, but our brains have been like going burr this week, so I don't know what it would have been. But granted, we've been pretty unhinged with it, so we also don't want to scare people off too much.
We were like, who would be, if you could see somebody's side stage and they would give you a shaka bra, like, you're doing great, who would it be? I think, I'm going to ask a question. What is your favorite MTV reality show?
Ooh, this is a bad one.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not like that well versed in reality shows, but I'm probably just gonna have to go with Jersey Shore because I think it was like the first one I really watched, and it's just bananas.
It is
and
insane.
I can't believe these people exist. And I've met Pauly D before, and it went exactly how you think it would go.
Okay.
So
What was it before the extra plastic surgery that he had?
Oh, he had extra. I mean, I don't know. This was probably like 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay, then
but,
yeah.
I mean, he looked funny then. So.
Was he oiled up? Was he oily?
That was actually my job. I was oiling them up.
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
They were like, hey,
Good
every
job.
15 minutes, you keep an eye on that stopwatch. Every 15 minutes, we need a fresh coat on the Pauly.
Got three things, bro: gym, tan, and laundry. Don't forget the oil.
Yeah.
Forget the oil. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Slade, what would be yours?
Mine's so embarrassing. So,
Uh-oh.
just growing up, like sitting at home for so long after high school and stuff, I watched, 16 and Pregnant? Like,
Oh my God, yeah.
seriously, like every day because it was on all the time. So, like, I got to know all the girls and like. Even one time, honestly, on tour, the ginger girl, I forget her name, but she's got the red hair. And
Macy?
She's super cute. Macy. We were on tour with Mayday Parade, and they were like, Macy's going to come into the show, bro. And I was like, oh, my God.
She's bringing a baby?
I was about to say, did she bring the baby, though? I feel like that's a big part of it.
She never showed up, you guys. It was heartbreaking.
That's really upsetting.
Well, Macy, if you're out there and you're listening, hit us up.
Yeah. Put her on the list.
Come to a show.
She's still down in Tennessee, so listen, just come through, hit her up on like Twitter or something. Like, hey, girl, bring the baby with the babies. I think she has like 4 kids now.
It looks like we have a secret fan too. Look at you.
Oh yeah, no, I'm a
like you know her.
yeah, no. MTV reality shows like happened when I was like in like just starting high school, so it was like, oh wow, 16 and Pregnant, and I was like teen mom, and then
sick teenagers that are pregnant. Let's watch this show.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Like, that's a big hell nah. But yeah, Jersey Shore was unhinged. And like, it is still, the fact they have like Jersey Shore, like them grown up now, it's still pretty unhinged.
Oh, yeah. And they're like, still haven't grown up.
Yeah, they're like, oh, but I have a kid, but we're still going to go party. And it's like, hey, I
Yeah.
don't know if it's going to have the same effect anymore.
It's like, that's your job at a certain point. You're just part of this show, and this is the character you play, and so you have to play that character even though you're like probably not that person in real life.
Right?
But then I think
right.
if that's the character, then you also kind of have to be it in real life because it's a reality show. So it's like, how much of it is reality and how much of it is like a character that's influenced your actual life?
Yeah, I could imagine like they're on set or whatever, like they're not filming, and Ronnie's like reading a book, and the producers are like, "What are you doing?
You don't know how to read."
Get back to Take
Guys,
some shots.
I'm really tired of all this fist pumping music. Can we just put on like some like interpretive jazz, something real chill, and you know, we can just like zone out
They
to?
said no, absolutely not.
Like,
ridiculous talk here. At least we know that.
Pauly D,
yeah,
like-
Pauly D is on point at least that we know. Thank God. At least one of them is.
Oh my god.
Thank God. Thank God.
You mentioned that you've been a band for a long time, and we were talking before. I remember your name popping up. I remember your albums. I remember everything from Warped Tour and all that. And have you been a band the whole time, or have you kind of taken a break and now you're doing stuff again, or has it been like a constant thing throughout?
I mean, we've definitely taken a couple breaks. It's kind of funny. There's like 3 chapters to Anarbor. Like the first chapter was like the very first beginning of the band in high school. We just got signed. We signed to Hopeless. We went until like, I think 2012, 2013. And everybody was like, we want to take a break. We want to stop. And that's when I feel like the next chapter of Anarbor kind of started, the second chapter. I was left alone. I didn't really have anybody to fill in. So I hired all my friends. I mean, I had Josh from Every Avenue. I had just Steven from Go Radio playing drums. A couple of my other buddies were playing with me. That was on Warped Tour. And then after that, I went to Australia and I was like, I need to take a break. I need to sit back and just kind of reevaluate everything. And the demand was so high that I was like, I mean, I shouldn't stop. We still have a crazy amount of monthly listeners. We still, have all these people that want. So kind of reborn the second chapter of Anarbor, which was kind of bringing Danny along in like 2015. And he joined right after we did that self-titled album, which was like our first record that we did basically without a record label. So it was like a big deal for us. And he had just joined. And at that point, I had Adam join right back in. So it was Danny, Adam, and me. So it was kind of original, kind of not. Danny was kind of fresh in. We did a tour. We sat down to do a record, and we kind of all looked at each other and were like, this isn't right. This isn't the right time. The songs aren't right. Nothing was kind of right. So we took another break. We took like another year break. And at this point, I think it's like Danny, like 2019 maybe. And then it led into to COVID.
Yeah, it was like mid-late 2019 was when we kind of we just got back together just to write songs straight up for fun. Yeah. I think we just both needed that in our lives at that time. So we were just getting together, sitting on the couch with I had a shitty little laptop, and we were just recording a bunch of demos, and then we just kept making more, and eventually COVID hit, and we were like, well, what are we going to do now? Because we had some tours booked, and so that was all canceled, and we just decided let's hunker down and write more songs, do some live streams on Twitch just to stay active, and then let's go do a record. And that's exactly what we did. So
this is the beginning of the third chapter for us, kind of back on it. But dude, it's been a wild ride, honestly. This industry is fucking crazy.
Oh yes.
What kind of live streams were you doing? Was it? I'm assuming that was all probably during COVID, prime COVID times.
Yeah.
Prime COVID.
So we.
It was.
I have a friend of mine that does a lot of lighting work for big concerts and car shows and stuff like that. Since COVID happened and nobody needed his services, he let me borrow this crazy computer that worked really well for live streaming. So I was like, we should just do something. And so we were playing songs acoustic and hanging out, answering questions. And then we were like, why don't we just live stream a writing session? So we did a handful of those, and one of where we would just, it was more practice for us and just engagement with fans, and we'd be like, hey, throw out some cool lines or topics which we write this song about, and they would help us craft something. And one of them, which we were just writing a quarantine love song, ended up being something we really loved and put it on the record. So I don't know, it was really cool. It was fun to mess around.
In a way, it's the fans almost had a part in I don't know, giving us more ideas and writing on the record, because we kind of were just doing it for fun, and being goofy about it, and like we're like just in the chat, you know, throw some lines out for this melody, and next thing you know, somebody has a great line, and it's like, oh wow, that's a really great line right there. Like these kids have great minds, man. It's really cool to really pick them and like get them involved. So that was something I've never done before. It was really cool, and the fact that we kept one of the songs in for the record is like, it's even cooler. So it's just a cool story.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, I think it gives you that like benefit of being able to, rather than like writing by yourselves and like, I hope people like this. It's like, no, just tell me what you like, and then I'll be able to do it right now.
Yeah, in a way. What was cool about it too is like, I think some of our songwriting like formula has shifted a little bit, where, you know, I think every band or most bands or most artists in general, just, you know, you write about what you know, and you write about like your own personal experiences, and those are great and all, but it's also cool sometimes to step out of your own body and write a song from somebody else's perspective, or kind of like make a collection of multiple people's stories and then craft something out of that. Because like, not everything has to be, you know, 100% you and exactly what, you know, you went through or something like that. But I don't know, it was cool. It was a cool way for us to like open up and include what other people are going through into some of the music.
Yeah.
What was the line that you guys ended up using that was from someone in that stream?
Ooh.
So the song was like, it was like, ooh, quarantine lover, something like that. And I think it was like, and it was started like, wake up, what's next? And we're like, what do you do when you're on, you know, in your quarantine? Because we were just kind of fucking around with it. And somebody was like, I don't know, like, you know, morning sex and coffee or something like that. And we were like, oh, that's a good intake.
Like, oh, that shit rhymes too. Like,
wake
up, what's next? Coffee, maybe a little morning sex.
Yeah. So like, just like that was, I think, actually one of them. So like, just little stuff like that. And I mean, we were obviously picking and choosing and putting lines in just to make them happy and just to like fuck with them. But one of them actually turned out pretty good. We were like, damn. Yeah.
Was a lot of it inspired by like, because I know there's going to be a lot of albums and EPs and songs about like quarantine and living through collective trauma. Was it very like inspired by that experience, or was it more? There are some bands who are like, we can't not write about this, and there are some bands that are like, we don't really want to sound like we wrote a quarantine record, because like, you know, if it's like an album that's about the quarantine, it's like, well, then this kind of is so it. It dates it. It's stuck in like a time capsule. But what do you think? Was that your influence, or were you trying to avoid that influence?
I think when we were doing the record, it definitely crossed our mind. I think there's a couple songs on there that have reference to quarantine, but not one song is directly about anything that's like quarantine related. I mean, you can relate it to really anything. I'm trying to think, Danny, I think the first song we talk about, like, I don't know, being trapped and wanting to get out kind of type of thing. And I don't know, that kind of gave me a sense of...
It's interesting. It's like, it's not like anything is directly specifically about the quarantine experience. I think just the experience itself kind of brought out so many emotions in everyone. And also it just kind of like made you look at everything way differently. And I think a lot of that, you know, is apparent in the music. There's even one song that's called Good Time. That's like we wrote it before quarantine ever even happened. And we always knew it was a good song. And then when we went to finish it on the record, we're listening to it and we're like, wow, this is straight up the most perfect, like, post-quarantine party song. Like this song is like a celebration of finally it's over and we can go see people and live our lives. So
do you think you can give it to DJ Pauly D and play it and we all fist bump together?
I mean, he already has it on his phone.
Let's go.
So
he says like, give me the aux.
Yeah, he just sent me back a video of him.
Love it.
This.
To be fair, he'd probably make a sick fucking remix of it. So I mean, hey, Pauly D, if you're listening, rip it up, bro.
Everyone take this episode once it's posted and tag Pauly D. No other context, just tag him.
Oh man.
I would. That would
That'll be the title, actually. Hey, Pauly D, look at that.
Pauly D,
Hey,
look
Pauly
at this
D,
episode.
yeah.
You know we're gonna do it once this goes live. I'm definitely putting Pauly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tag Pauly D. Hashtag Pauly D.
Yeah.
Put it on TikTok. Dance to the song. Be like, Pauly D should make a
Everyone
fire
fist
remix
bumps.
of this.
Everyone gets the little the shade sunglasses, everything. I'll wear that old T-Pain shirt I took from Brian. That's like all scene kid energy. We have to get real into it to really convince
Yes.
him.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure there's like an Italian flag in the background. So he knows you're
Yes.
legit,
Very important.
and we'll be good.
Everyone, we'll just make
that
a big
summons him.
TikTok. We'll make a
That
TikTok
summons him.
chain on it. We'll
If
just
you
start to
wave-
tag everybody.
If you wave an Italian flag 3 times in front of the mirror,
Yeah.
summon Pauly D.
Yeah, Pauly D starts playing music in your house.
He just
He just shows up and he's like, "Hey, Gin
Party,
Tam
dude.
Laundry."
Oh my god.
Sorry, I'm like really into this joke right now. I'm like, I want to keep running with it. You guys
Do
did
you-
just release. Oh no, fine. If you want to keep running with it, Lizzie, let's go.
I was like, do you think that DJ Pauly D would like your new single, Drugs?
Okay, better transition than I had.
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
He'd be like, it needs more. What is it called? What's it called? That thing.
With the 808s.
I don't know. I'm just kidding. I hope he would like it. Shit.
Yeah, no, I think he'd like it. I think that's the cool thing about the newest single, Drugs, is like it's not very genre specific, and I mean at the end of the day it is a pop song, and it's like I don't know. I've seen people from all walks of life that really like it, and that's always really cool because I feel like it's really hard to get out of being just in a specific lane of music. But I think Drugs is just a good song at the end of the day,
Yeah.
no matter what. So
For sure.
I think Pauly would bump it. He would.
I mean,
Yeah.
So many air horns in it.
listening to the song, when I read the presser, I thought it was going to be something like really wildly different because it was like indie pop. So I'm thinking it's something that's, maybe in that like a little bit more high energy Phoebe Bridgers type. And I'm like, oh no, this still sounds like a blend of your older original stuff, but just kind of like making it a modern alt and like indie song.
Yeah, that was kind of like the idea of it. Like, we have so many fans that are like, God, we miss the old Anarbor, and it's like, are you an artist? If you're an artist, you know that we're not just going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's literally not in my blood. I can't do that again. I can't just write the same song. I mean, I can, but like, do I want to do that? I would rather people listen and grow with us rather than, us putting the same, 18 out 50 times. Nobody wants to hear that. And if they do, you're crazy. I'm sorry. I just think you're crazy.
Yeah.
You're about to start a riot with that statement and the entire pop punk scene.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, think about your favorite band. Okay, yeah, like you have, like, I love Brand New, and hearing Brand New turn in, like, to evolve into this like epic band was so cool because they started like a pop punk band, and then they became like epic and like the indie scene, which was like so cool to me. So, and they grew, and people grew with their music, and sure, they dropped some fans, but like, I feel like we have a broader, we can reach more people if we go that route rather than just staying in this little Warped Tour pigeonhole, which I hate.
Yeah.
And nothing against that, because we're an emo band. We've been an emo band to the core. We always will be. But I just think that Danny and I, when we get together, there's just so much we want to do and so much we want to put into music that a little bit of palm mute here and there. There's just so much more we can do, So
Palm
it's
mute
crazy.
on
And it's also, it goes to
Yeah.
it goes to strengthen the live experience, because it's not like we dumped all of our old music and only play new music when we play live. And that's what makes our live shows so much better, is like you're getting this roller coaster effect of like all these different vibes and sounds that aren't just like the same type of song, with power chords for an hour straight,
Yeah.
It's a good take, is because like we are in that resurgence now. I think that I think we would say we are deep into the resurgence at this point of like emo, pop punk, back on the charts, kind of like that mid like 2000s like rise of all the bands, and everybody's saying we need to sign a Fall Out Boy. Where can we find a Fall Out Boy out there?
Yeah.
And then you get a Hawthorne Heights, and you're like, what is this? I always just use those two as my references because I am not a huge Hawthorne Heights fan, and Lizzie is. So it's like we are in that resurgence. So I feel like there's a lot of artists, a lot of acts that are like newer that are trying to pick up on what that was back in the day, back 20 years ago. And being a band that was from that era, you're more like, no, we want to like always keep evolving and always keep making new music, even though we're from that era. And now everybody's like looking back so nostalgically at Warped Tour. And I will say I just saw a second Vans Warped Tour show going on like in Chicago. And I'm like, what? Guys, stop.
Well,
this.
it's like a dedication thing, so it's just a bunch of like cover
like
bands, but they call it like Vans Warped Tour, like set,
like a tribute to Warped Tour. And I'm like, guys, everything is a tribute to Warped Tour now. Like
at this point, yes.
We have all these festivals; they're all a tribute to Warped Tour.
It's amazing to see how many people actually were in that scene and that actually like kind of secretly, like closetly listen to emo music. It's kind of crazy to see.
Oh yeah.
I have friends that like I don't know, that never really were into it, but then they're like, oh man, Taking Back Sunday's coming to town now, and I'm like, dude, you were what?
First of all, they're in town every year. Where have you been?
Yeah, true. True. But you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like, man, it's just like closet people coming out to listen, which is great because we got the closet people too. But it's just crazy how it's all coming back, man. It's insane.
It also just seems like people are more like open-minded to music, like that isn't just what they've always listened to, or like the combination of genres, the blending of genres together. And obviously you are a great example of it, of just like taking the emo, I'm going to call it funk pop because damn, drugs is funky.
Hell yeah, I love that.
So it's like, because it's like it's bringing it all together. It still makes sense together. It all, flows. It's just not like the easy, like I made a 4-chord pop punk song and I'm singing about a girl. It's like it's
dude, exactly
a little bit on top of that.
When we wrote those songs, like, dude, I taught myself how to play guitar. So I'm sitting here on a guitar being like blam 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 blam, save me, she's a liar. It's like I'm just making stuff up as it goes. And now like I know how I think I have a formula that I think is good. And like writing music, there's just so much now than like a power chord or palm mute or one bass riff. There's so much that the bass has to offer that I just left out, back in the day. That is unfortunate. So having, a better outlook on how the instrument works and all that, it makes the music better in my opinion. Yeah.
Now, what do we think? You'd mentioned that you have a couple more singles on the horizon. Are they within the same sound family as Drugs, or is it going to be something a little bit more mixed up?
Go for it.
So our next single that's coming out, I believe it's coming out at the end of this month, March, and it's called Bad Love, and it's kind of like, it's pretty in the same realm of sound, I would say, but it's a little bit like it has a pretty like weird kind of sad verses, but then it has this crazy upbeat poppy chorus to it. And then the next two singles that are coming out are definitely different. Like I think the third one is like a pretty rock song, and it's a lot more hard hitting, like in your face. We have a really cool music video coming out for that one.
Yeah. Super excited for that
one. And for the next one, the last one is it's for a song called Honeymoon in Tokyo, and we reached out to some friends in Japan that did a music video for us. We just sent them the money and we're like, here's the song, do whatever you think is cool and go for it, because we just thought it'd be cool to get like a music video made from somebody else's perspective that lives in a completely different culture across the world.
Without us assholes being like, do this,
Yeah.
That's pretty
just
sick.
Like, do your thing. And it actually turned out really, really cool, man. Like, I love it. Yeah, really cool. This is honestly, guys, this is the most prepared we've ever been for a record. So
let's go.
We're very excited. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I think it's the first time, at least since I've been in, that we've ever put out or getting ready to put out an entire project where we're confident that every single second of it is really good. And I don't know, that's a really good feeling. It was really hard to whittle it down to what the singles were going to be because every song is just a banger.
Yeah,
So
it's good. I'm proud.
Everyone else agrees. But.
So you're just planning for straight bangers right out the gate.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, with that second chapter, like I was saying, like we had to stop. We had like 20 songs down, and we get in there, we're like, this is just like, I don't know, it just didn't feel right. We had another member that just like wasn't in sync with us, and coming back and looking at it, I don't even think we used any of the songs for the record because we didn't. So we just completely wrote and scrapped it all. So I think the headspace that we're in now for this one's just way, way better.
Yeah, and we definitely, like, after coming back from that break, we took a lot of time of just learning things about production and different instruments and like utilizing certain things in music like space. And I think that's what makes our new stuff so much more fun, because like the old pop punk stuff, like there isn't a lot of space for anything because there's constantly guitars over everything,
drum fills,
and like that is awesome, and I love that, but it doesn't give us the opportunity to, you know, add in new sounds and try out creating different soundscapes and different vibes that we haven't been able to explore before. So I don't know, it's exciting.
It's insane that we're still in 2020s. I was about to say 2020 because I don't know what year.
I mean, it kind of still feels like it.
It feels the same. It's 2020 also this year.
Long year.
Yeah. But it's like we're still making the argument that like, hey, the vocals are the thing that matters the most. Like,
true. How
do we get you to acknowledge like the vocals of it and putting out like a good chorus and sing along and all that? And it's like, yeah, we're still arguing about that, aren't we? We're still trying to get like all these kids with the guitars to remember that part of songwriting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And dude, definitely me as the guitarist, I'm always like trying to find ways to get a cool thing in there, you know? And so, because like, I mean, that's part of our formula now is like we try to get lyrics done as soon as, like lyrics and vocals done as soon as possible so we can add everything else in around that. But I don't know, sometimes I'll spend a long time just getting one cool little guitar thing, and I'm like, nobody's going to notice that, but there's some kids, some guitarists out there that are going to be like, that's rad.
That's exactly like that.
So,
and also like there's no wrong way to write a song. Like people always think there's this formula and whatnot, but there's really no wrong way to do it. So I don't know. It's all these kids that are like, how can this get stuck in your head? All it takes is the next kid in his basement. You'd be like, this is cool. And then it goes viral, and then that's it. Like we co-write with people all the time. Is that the next hit song? Probably not. You don't know. Nobody knows. That's why it's just like there's no formula to it. Just do whatever you think is right and go off what your gut is. So that's just like
our to whittle down our formula the most is there's a point where our producer that we work with, Matt Keller, he'll start dancing, and like you know, once he's getting the head bob going, you're like, okay, this is getting somewhere. And eventually you get to a point where he's standing up and dancing, and you go, we did it. All right, we did it.
I like how that's basically like a scientific measurement in a way.
It really is, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. The Matt
it's
you
know, this was a 9.1 on the Keller scale. So.
It's like a visual vibe check. Like, are you dancing? Passes the check. We are now into the next phase.
Another one is he has this dog that his name's Ringo. And he always comes in like during like we'll be like a good part's going on, and he'll just like start jogging in place, just like
oh my god.
And then Matt's like, it's a good one, guys. We got a good one. He only does it sometimes. That's why you're like, damn, is this dog really know what's going on?
Yeah, when he does it, you're like,
that should be like a promo you guys use. You should make a TikTok and just have you playing the song and then have the dog like dancing. And be like, guys, it's a banger. It's a banger.
Ringo
he says
approved.
So.
Yeah.
Ringo
on the record.
Nothing goes viral like fun animals doing fun things.
Yeah, seriously, man.
I'm getting so lost. I'm getting so lost in like Instagram reels that are like cats or dogs. And then like somebody will be talking about something. I'll be like, get out of here. Where are the animals?
Where are the
Show me pets. Get out of here.
I recently discovered that you can like you can search a hashtag and then just scroll reels in that. And that's how I go from being in bed at 11 at night and being like, all right, I'm going to go to bed in like 15 minutes. And then it's 3 a.m. Yep. So, it's like,
but I haven't seen any. I've seen every pet that exists on the platform. I now have seen every animal.
Every single animal, even lizards.
Yeah, I got like some baby snakes on my my thing. Dude, snakes are awesome.
Like, my best friend
like
has
just
a
one
snake.
muscle.
Well, my best friend has a snake that because apparently you can foster snakes. So she fostered a snake and then she adopted the snake. And I said, okay. But like there was one time she was coming down from her apartment to let me in and she said, oh, I have the snake in my hoodie. And I said, what? And it just like came out of her sleeve. I said, girl, what's going on right now?
It's so cool.
That is
and like,
interesting.
If you hold
Did
a
she
snake,
just come back from Hogwarts?
they just like they just feel like
Philip.
this is my Patronus.
Well, then we'll watch How to Get Away with Murder. And she's like, the snake's right here. Watch him with us. I said, okay, cool.
Oh my
Chill
God.
vibes.
Yeah. If the snake starts vibing, the song is also good.
Yeah.
Right,
So
like
funny.
coming out of the basket.
Yeah. Oh.
This is a jam.
Actually, and we're done with music critics. We're done with music writers. Only animals straight vibing to tell you if your song is good or not. That's the only way I want it to be rated anymore.
That's how it should be. I think the Oscars, the Grammys, all of that should just be like get rid of the people that are in charge of that. Just give it to animals. Let them decide.
Yeah, have a
It's like
hedgehog write the Pitchfork reviews. I think it would
There
be
you go.
better.
You're just like, yo, I got this guy. He's kind of hairy, but it's fine.
His name is Scruffles.
He knows. He knows if this song will be a hit or not. He knows.
I wanted to go back to what you were saying about co-writing because you guys have written a lot of songs for, like, our one question from Instagram was like, how did you write a song for Scooby Doo? And now I'm like, yeah, but you've written for like other things too. And now I'm kind of curious, like, how did you get to that place where you're like, we're gonna write songs for this and for that,
like
and not
TV, because you kind of went that like simple plan route in a way, minus like making the entire Scooby Doo theme song.
Yeah, well, honestly, it was interesting how it worked. It kind of just fell right on our lap. So basically, we signed to Hopeless. We did all these tours, and they came to us and were like, hey, guys, Cartoon Network's reaching out to us. They want to see if you guys want to do a thing for Scooby-Doo. And we were like, we're kind of skeptical, honestly, because we didn't really know like if it was legit. But next thing we know, we're inside the Cartoon Network's headquarters, and they're talking to us about writing a song, an original for Scooby-Doo, and then covering Simple Plan's version. And we were like, oh, we can make this way sicker. Let's do it. So we were like, right on. Let's get into it. Let's do it. And the video just kind of just came in. We just thought, like, literally they were like, I think the Turtles sing it. It's the song that's like, I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. They were like, this song is what we want you to make. We just don't want you to, obviously don't cover it. Just make a song like it. And so Out Came You and I was kind of like a play off of that, I suppose. And they were like, we love it. It's perfect. They put it in the movie. And then boom, we had a video out. The video was actually filmed in the same warehouse that Sex on Fire by King of Leon was filmed, which is pretty cool.
Ooh, okay.
But like, dude, Cartoon Network hired like a chef. There was like makeup. They were making omelets. We had muffins. It was like, but then here we are in the van, like just smoking weed, just getting so high. And honestly, they're like, where are you guys? You're supposed to be on set. We're like, oh shit, It was like, dude, when I tell you, like, we were just so young and we didn't know. It was just like we were so young and we didn't know what we were doing. We just were like doing what they were telling us to do. So that was a super cool moment when we were like had friends being like, hey, I'm hearing you guys on Scooby Doo right now. You guys know that, right? And we're like, dude, we didn't know that it was gonna go like this far at all. Like we had no clue. So it honestly, bro, it fell onto our lap. Like we had no say in it. Hopeless was like, Cartoon Network came to us and they literally looked at all of our bands and they're like, we like this band. We want them to see if they want to do it. So they handpicked us for some reason and they liked us. Yeah, I don't know.
The way,
and honestly, like,
go ahead. Well, the way this comment was asking him, like, wait, this sounds like he's trying to get his song into Scooby Doo.
Honestly, if it was that easy, I would tell you and give you the all ins and outs. But it was honestly some person in their marketing that was like, I like this band. Let's see what they, let's give them a chance. And they gave us a great shot. But then like the MTV stuff, like we were on that show Silent Library, which is like where they do the crazy stuff. They make you do this crazy stuff, and then like they give you money at the end. Our manager hooked us up with that. He knew some guy that was in that whole category of filming stuff, and we were just one of the bands that was selected for it, which was really cool. And same with the Jersey Store stuff. I think Hopeless was like a part of that one as well. So yeah, it was cool, man. It was definitely cool, like getting all these placements and then sitting at home, getting off a tour and watching Jersey Shore like Danny and being like, oh shit, this is passion publication. It's like they don't tell you, they don't really tell you that your song's gonna be in it. It just like happens, and you're like, oh shit. And then once you hear it, 5 people tell you, oh, your song's in Jersey Shore. You're like, our song's in Jersey Shore, bro.
Bro.
Yeah.
You level up.
We didn't know. Yeah. So it was really interesting.
All of a sudden, Slade starts gelling his hair. Super tan.
It's the jersification of it all, really, at the end of the day.
Yeah. He's got the headphones already.
It was cool, man.
You guys are going to get invited to do like an emo night, and you're going to walk in and be like, all right, guys, it's Jim Tam Laundry. We're done with the emo night for a whole hour. This is it right now.
Anarbor's done.
We are just fist pumping music. Italian disco now. That's it.
We were just spraying bottles of champagne. There's all this emo mascara just running.
And everyone's really confused. They're like, what is going on? Why are we mixing the songs? I had a friend who legit came up to me. They went to another emo night. They're like, can you believe they were mixing songs? I'm like an actual DJ?
Yeah, right.
Weird.
I do. We're gonna go up there and just start playing Pitbull. And they're gonna be like,
I feel like that's fine. I'd
guys.
be fine with that.
Here's the thing, because like whenever we do nights, we'll add in like a bunch of pop music. Like Liz is a huge Jonas Brothers fan, so we throw Jonas Brothers in the mix. We'll throw Kesha in the mix. We'll throw Miley Cyrus in the mix.
You throw in Taylor Swift.
I fucking do throw in Taylor Swift because she writes pop punk songs.
Yeah.
So it's like people like that music and it fits. Like we were saying, like all the closet emo fans, it's like that's them. Right. That's these guys, these artists. Thing. Yeah. So like if they were fans of the music, Halsey talked a lot about how they loved My Chemical Romance growing up and that they were just so stoked about making music that would be heard by My Chemical Romance. And it's like, yeah, that's all these artists. So if I play their music, this is music that My Chem is like, yeah, they're fans of ours. Thanks for making that music. And now everybody likes it and dances to it.
Yeah.
Dude, a great example. We had somebody send us on Snapchat, like this whole thing, this was years ago, but Selena Gomez was listening to Anarbor. And they're like, Selena Gomez listens to Anarbor. And then recently I had another one where All Time Low and Post Malone were chilling together somewhere in LA and they were listening to Anarbor in their room. And some like these girls were like, check it out, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, we got some closet Anarbor listeners over here, bro.
Post Malone, bring Anarbor on tour, you coward.
I was like super stoked on that. I was like, damn. So like he was an emo kid too. You know, we all grew up in that scene. It's crazy, man.
Well, you know, the Super Bowl is going to be here in Phoenix next year, so the halftime shows should probably be us with Selena and Post Malone. So
I feel like that's an ultimate mashup. Listen, Selena Gomez and the scene, bring it back.
Yeah,
you know? Get in it. Let's do it. I can fall off from the top.
Just lower it down.
Lady Gaga style, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Love Gaga. It's just so like, I mean, obviously, like emo's always been very much like one road, and now that we are getting into this place of more genre fluidity, I feel like there's space for it, and people need to stop complaining. I once got a comment like, I can't believe that the DJ at Emo Night played Taylor Swift, and it was like, hey, sorry for 3.5 minutes you like didn't enjoy a song, and then it was immediately like a bunch of songs you loved. That sucks for.
And it probably wasn't even the whole song.
Oh, I played the whole song. Oh, I play.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, we get to the bridge.
the thing I said about mixing, if you try to mix songs, they get upset with you, at least up here. I don't know if it varies in different cities, so we have to play the whole song.
People get
Yeah, I used to DJ for a lot of, just as a side gig, I would DJ a bunch of like ASU or Arizona State University, like sorority and fraternity parties where they'd rent out this club for like 2 hours. They'd all show up on buses. There's like 500 of them.
Oh my God.
They're all wasted.
Damn.
Because they can't drink at the club, so they just show up drunk.
Mhm.
And it was an upstairs venue, and I would have to cut Mr. Brightside short because they would all jump up and down so much
Oh my
that
God.
they would come in from the office and be like, hey, if you don't stop this song right now, the roof is going to cave in and some people might die. So,
Some people might just die, guys.
and so I would just like switch it up. I was like, all right. So I switch it up to like Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
And I was like, this will fix it. Nah.
No, that's equal hype energy.
Yeah.
Hundreds die in a Mr. Brightside massacre.
Yeah, exactly.
Christ.
And then, then you put on like, I don't know, a Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this?
I'll hit you with some other side to calm the room.
Everyone calm down or you're all gonna die.
Yeah.
Take a bathroom break. That's when you put the Chili Peppers on. They're like, oh
Yeah.
shit, we can't dance to this. Let's go fucking get
Yeah.
All this shit's about being sad and on heroin in California. I don't want to jump around.
Yeah, your lives are easy out there. Get those hands up.
Hands up onto the
Hands up
bridge.
if you don't know what struggle is like.
You don't know what struggle.
So you're the
that's
Pauly D of the
Scottsdale.
group then. Like clearly you were the dance DJ of the
yeah.
group.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys have ever been to Scottsdale or Arizona, which you may not have, but he lives in Scottsdale and he grew up in Scottsdale, kind of like his I don't know, his later years. So Danny is like always been around these people that are like club hoppers and like fist pumpers.
Yeah.
And
It's
I think
wild, man.
it's become a part of you, bro. Honestly.
It has,
think you're
dude. I started working out. It's disgusting.
Oh man.
It's
I know,
like fist pumps and working
it's
out.
so
So you're at club gym, I guess.
Yeah.
Tan. And I
hope you do laundry.
I hope you do laundry. I hope that's just
Dude,
included as part of
Yeah.
your
Oh
routine.
shit! I actually forgot to put my laundry. I just remembered that.
Pauly D would be not happy, bro.
Yeah.
He's actually gonna
So,
be like the
cut
Kool-Aid
this, cut
man
this,
and like
cut this.
break right through that door and be like, "What's up?
No.
This AGTL right now of you."
Go finish that laundry, bro.
Cut this podcast. You need to finish your laundry.
Yeah.
Coming up now that we're like everyone's going back into the world, or we need to hear this this post quarantine party song. Are you guys planning on touring? Are you guys doing any special shows or anything like that coming up?
It's kind of been in the air. We played a show I think in December, but we've kind of been holding off, just kind of building up anticipation. No real plans to tour. I mean, obviously we're gonna hit it eventually, but right now we're just kind of trickling out the singles and seeing what we
we
can
got
do.
our feelers out there. There's
Here's
some
the
things
thing.
that are in the works. It's just nothing's official yet. So
I think for us, being a band for so long, headlining a tour is fun, and it's a lot of fun and it's great, but it's not what we want to do all the time. So I think at this point right now, we're looking for we want to do a support tour. We want a 30-minute set. We can just crush you with our set and get off stage rather than playing, an hour and a half and people leaving and whatnot. I mean, we've been a band for a long time, so we need that 30-minute slot to really pump it into people that haven't heard us, So
Yeah.
I think that's really important for us. That right now is like a really good direct support slot, and we'll wait till we get it. That's fine. I don't mind.
yeah,
On the
Right
Post
now,
Malone
honestly-
tour.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Right now, honestly, man, streaming and stuff and all that is such a big part of music, and it's not all about touring anymore. Honestly, some artists can make a lot of money off streaming. I'm not saying that we make a fortune off of it or anything. I'm just saying there's other outlets that are available now, rather than just being on tour in a van for 30 fucking days. and it's not easy. So
Yeah, and,
it's
we're
getting
not
harder.
we're not
yeah, and
17 years old anymore. So
Yeah.
it's like we have a lot more responsibilities and things to take care of. Slade has 2 kids. And,
yeah.
So
it's I don't want to leave them for 30 days unless I'm on tour with, fucking Maroon 5 or something,
Yeah.
I'll do, honestly,
Yeah.
like, I'll do a tour, like, 7 days here, 14 days here, but I, like, the month-long stuff is just not an option anymore.
And it's not like you can package up like 2 whole babies and be like, let's go. It's like,
Well, let's go, kids. Have some milk. We're ready.
right.
Get in the bus.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, not gonna happen. I mean, I would love to have them on tour with us, but like that's like a day to maybe week. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ!
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
You can't be like, hey, little buddy, can you get that road case for me? With your legs, not
hey,
your
come
back.
on, don't be weak. You got to show them that you're
Yeah.
strong.
Yeah, so I think the shows that Anarbor does, they're going to be limited, but we will be having some shows here coming up shortly. So if you want to see us, you really got to get that ticket.
Yeah, just stay tuned to all of our social media, and we'll be posting whatever comes up. We'll probably be doing some one-offs and stuff, and probably try to find a tour or something this summer. But until then, nothing official.
Do you
it's
think you would ever try to hop on the When We Were Young Fest if somebody drops, or just travel up there and be like, hello, we're here?
I think if we had the option, I think we would definitely jump on that. I don't see me going to Vegas and like passing out flyers or anything like hardcore style. But I think that if we get the option, if somebody drops off, I mean, I don't see a reason why we would not do it. I mean, we fit right into that, but we'll see. You never know.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, I definitely heard some stories from some of those bands where they were just like, we didn't even know we were booked for this, and so that whole thing is strange. We've gotten so many messages from people that are like, hey, why aren't you guys playing this? And it's like, hey, I don't know, man.
Like, hey, I didn't book this.
Clearly, we should be headlining it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Who's this
Paramore.
Paramore?
That's silly. It should be us.
yeah, less.
What's a Jimmy Eat World? Who do you even know?
Who is that even?
gonna
Who's
do?
Jimmy?
We're way bigger, dude. Phoenix band.
Yeah.
Come on. We could just.
Yeah. Jimmy Eat the
And
whole
also-
world, huh? Oh, okay.
Also, you're gonna have to
Okay.
you're gonna have to pay me well if I have to go to Vegas.
Oof.
Not a huge fan of Vegas.
As somebody who lives in a Southwest state, though, I'm like, I love Vegas because it's not anywhere near what I live around.
Yeah,
like,
but here it's
Yeah.
like you want me to drive. What is it, like 4 or 5 hours?
Yeah.
Like the best part about taking a drive that long is you get out and you're like, oh, the air is different. Like things are different. You get to Vegas and you're like, it's the same as Phoenix, but it smells worse.
But it
And-
smells. The people are crazier.
I believe
People
that.
are crazy, dude. And there's, yeah.
I do.
I mean,
love
it's
Vegas, though.
definitely
I mean, it's
fun,
nice.
but I've been enough that I'm like, all right, I don't think there's nothing in Vegas that I'm waiting for.
I feel like Vegas is one of those, like, you literally go once for like a weekend, and then I feel that would be enough for the
That would
whole
be enough.
experience. I've never
Yeah.
been. The first time I am going is for the When We Were Young Fest, and like I feel that would be it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I know some people that are just like die hard, like that's their like once a month they go. And I'm
Once a
like,
month,
I
excuse
think
me?
you should save
Yeah.
that money for therapy. There's something wrong here. If you think that's the place to go. But whatever, live your life however you want.
if you're winning money, I'm like, I understand, but I'm also
Totally.
yeah, like, are you really like if you're
Are you really
measuring
winning
it
that much
Yeah, are you
money?
winning anything over a long span of time? Like,
I mean, we have
return?
casinos here.
Yeah, true.
That's true.
So-
Reservations are here. Yeah, we got a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got Indiana. So
There's one out. There's that one out here closer to me too. I went to
Yeah, true.
once with my friend, and I was like, "Is this what people do all day? They just sit in here?" Like,
They just smoke
Yeah.
cigs and they're like,
it was so wild to me.
It's like I sit around playing video games and I feel like bad for myself. Because I'm like, oh, I'm just sitting on my couch playing video games, sitting right here at my, my gaming desk, like moving the mouse, like, I'm an idiot. And then I go
Building
to a
your city.
casino and I will never feel bad about myself again.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I've already spent my $60 on it. I'm not spending any more
Yeah.
money. They're dropping quarters. They're dropping tens.
They're dropping
no.
hard money, and you're just like,
They're dropping
what?
hard money, yeah. Depending on where you go, and you're just in there, and like the psychology, like all of the like the ways that they build it and all that shit. No windows, pumping oxygen in, open like 24 hours, like that shit.
Kind of dystopian there. I feel.
Yeah. I'm like I don't feel bad playing video games with at least a window near me.
Right.
Yeah, it really changes your perspective on humanity.
And then they'll like arrest you if you were like quote unquote cheating. They're like counting cards. I only knew what that was because of that Jesse Eisenberg movie about counting cards. It's called like 23. And I was like, is that what
21.
happened? Or 21? Yeah. I was like, is that what happens?
The Social Network.
That's what happens. Yeah, that was old Kevin Spacey. Real.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's a good movie.
Yeah. I want to give you some time for plugs. We've still got a little bit of time, so we'll answer a couple other questions, and then we'll throw it over to Twitch and talk with the chat. But before we do that, let's tell everybody where they can find the song, where they can find you guys on the internet, and follow you so that they know when you're playing some one-off shows or some tours or some streams, even maybe. Who knows?
Yeah.
Where are we at?
On all social networks. I mean, we basically run our Instagram, we run our Twitter, everything ourselves. So if you really want to get in direct contact with us, shoot us a message. We'll usually answer everything. I mean, me and Danny are on it basically every day. You can listen to our song on YouTube. We got a video out, a new video, Drugs. I mean, it's all out everywhere, guys. Go stream it. Go show all your friends. Danny, you got anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, just at Anarbor, ANARBOR. Just Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're on TikTok now.
Oh yeah,
all that stuff. So,
we'll have to follow you on TikTok.
We're trying to be cool like the kids. But,
you guys, we are not good at TikTok, but we try.
So bad at it, dude.
We get random virals.
Like that's I feel like everybody has like there's one app that you download at some point in your life, and that's how you find out how old you are. And it's like, Instagram and Twitter, and like I was like, okay, I got this, and then eventually TikTok came, and I was like, I don't got this. Like this is so hard, and I have like my 9-year-old and 13-year-old cousins are explaining to me how to use it. Guys, how do I do the thing where you? And they're like, oh, that's really easy. You just you click this button. I'm like, how do you guys know this?
Get out of here, jerk.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they have the 10-minute feature coming, so you can just go on for 10 minutes on TikTok for some weird reason if you really want to.
Hopefully, dude.
Yeah,
it's funny, man.
It should not be a thing. 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, they said it's coming,
it's
and
funny,
I said this is dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. With TikTok, that was a funny thing that came up. Like when Slade and I went to make the account, we had just heard about it, and we're like, I mean, I guess we should get on it. I have no idea what this is. We get on it, and I was like, let's just search #ANABOR, see what's going on, if anybody's posted anything. And like our song 18 from 10 years ago or whatever has like gone viral on TikTok. So we were just scrolling through thousands of videos, and I was like, look at all of this. This is crazy. And that like, I don't know, gave us a little bit of a resurgence, and now we have like all these new fans coming in that are discovering the band, which is really cool because, like we were talking, this whole pop punk realm is coming back and it's getting stronger, but like the old stuff still holds up today just as much as all the new pop punk stuff that's coming out. So.
Yeah.
Kind of with that in mind, if you guys would want to go on a tour, would get asked to be direct support on an upcoming tour, who would it be with? Because you've kind of toured with people like Breathe Carolina, Accuse What We Aim For, Never Shout Never, things of that nature. Would you want to still stick to that type of like script that you've always been to, or would you want to incorporate these more maybe even TikTok-esque artists or just more modern day like artists that weren't like big back then, but maybe they're new to the scene now?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. I think we would honestly fit into wherever the people want to put us. Like if Mayday Parade want to stick us out as direct support, I think we would be down. And then again, if a TikTok star was hitting it off, I think that we could benefit from hitting some TikTok fans as well. Like, I don't want to be too picky about it, but obviously it's not going to be a metal band or something. I mean, but honestly, but that's what happened back at Warped Tour. Like, we would go on right after, like, oh God, what was the band?
Some one.
No, all their fans were just flicking us off because they're like, but you know how we would stretch back and forth? like we'd finish our set or be like one song away from finishing, and then next tour we have like, I wish I could name a random metal band that was them, but they're just like sitting there flipping us off, and it's like, sorry, we're not metal, bros. Like, we all fit in the same genre. We're all fucking emo, okay?
We're all here at the Warped Tour, suffering fun, in the heat together, okay?
Yeah. No, but I think that Anarbor could fit in a lot of places. So I think it's a really good question.
Yeah, I think like it's kind of like wherever and whenever we fit. Like if all the logistics of a tour work out and it makes sense and the money makes sense and all that kind of stuff, we're pretty much down for anything, because like, we've played shows with pop punk bands, we've played shows with, like pop singers, we've played shows with reggae bands. Like, we've done so many different venues or so many different genres that we still fit into, as long as we just tailor our set a little bit,
right?
Like if we're playing with some indie bands or something where it's a more chill thing overall, we're not just going to hit them with all of our rock bangers, but we will throw some of them in there to just flex a little.
Yeah,
but I like, that's one of the reasons I've always loved this band so much, even before I was in it, was that there's just so much like fluidity in it, and that's like what makes it what it is. And Slade has such a like unique original voice, and that kind of like carries the Anarbor tag on anything we do. So
thanks, Danny.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't want to ask a question because I don't want to step on the compliment.
I'm just still jealous from yesterday. We were recording an acoustic song in the studio, and he just goes in. He's like, it takes him like 1 or 2 takes, and he's not the guy that's like, oh, let me get my tea, my throat coat, and all this. He's just like, like coughing, and then, all right, hit it, and then he just rips it. And you're like, don't do that, man. I've tried so hard to learn how to sing, and it's just not gonna happen. So.
Takes a lot of weed smoking, bro. I'll tell you.
I've already done that, and it didn't make me good at singing. So it's something else.
There's a little bit of that, like it's just like letting down your inhibitions and just going, fuck it, it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out right.
Yeah.
I think it's like a. Go ahead.
Well, no, it's just funny because there's so many singers. You go on tour and they're singers and like la 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 la. Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you who, but there you have those singers. Then you have other singers that are like, all right, let's fucking rip it, and like they'll get off stage. They're like, do you just not warm up before you go on? And it's like, people don't know this about me, but I took singing lessons for like 6 years, so like I know how to properly kind of go into it, right, and I'm not just going into it blindly. So. But it's Danny. It's funny. Yeah, there's so many other singers out there that are like,
yeah, dude. It's
no offense. You guys do your thing. Do your thing. Everybody's got their own thing.
Yeah,
it is. It's just funny though when you're in the green room and
and you can hear other singers just like, you're like, so are you ready to play? And I'm like, la, screaming like, fuck.
Yeah. Come on, man. I'm trying to play Candy Crush.
Like Candy Crush. Come on.
Yeah, man.
So I was also in like choir and all that for a long time, and then singer in a band, and it was always like, I should warm up, and then I would just be like, fuck it, and then the next day just be like, I played a show last night and I can't even. And I'm like, look, I'm gonna say warm up because it does help. It's like any muscle, but at the same time, like I want to feel punk rock.
No, honestly, just do whatever you feel comfortable with. Do a show, don't warm up. See how it treats you. If you don't like it, maybe you should warm up. For me and my body, sometimes I do need to warm up. Sometimes I need to do a little like 5-minute, a little warming in my vocals, because sometimes I'm not. This is just being young and going on stage and being like, fuck it. I mean, now obviously I do have like a little bit of a thing that gets me warm, but Definitely do it per yourself. You know, you don't listen to anybody. Take advice, but do what makes you comfortable if you're a singer, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing you learn from touring is like everybody has their own system, and just like there's no right answer on how to write a song. There's no right answer on how to prep for playing a show. Like we've seen people do wild things. We've seen people do absolutely nothing. It completely varies, whatever you're comfortable with.
Absolutely.
I sit there and I warm up on my guitar. I do some exercises that I do, but I usually just do it off in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Get in the zone.
Get in the zone,
Get in the zone. Get your head in the game.
People think that the green room is like this really exciting place where everybody's like partying and drinking and there's just free food and free beer everywhere. And it's like, no, dude, I'm on my phone. I'm on my Switch. I'm practicing, or I'm
maybe
basically
you're taking
just
a
like
nap.
taking
Depends
a nap.
on how big it is. Like
maybe I'm like trying to figure out what restaurant I want to go to. Like
straight up, dude. Yeah.
It's not that big fun.
Generally just chilling, maybe having a drink and being like, dude, who farted? One of those.
But there is a golden rule, I will say. If you're in a green room and you're with, your friend or your friend's band or whoever you're with, make sure you leave that green room at least 10 minutes before the band goes on. Because nobody wants the guy that's like, we're about to walk on and he's like still hanging out. And you're like, can somebody kick this fucking guy out, please? Because we're about to play and I need to get in the zone,
You get in the zone, dude.
Yeah. Like, you don't need homie being like, hey, man, can we smoke a blunt? Or like, I rolled a joint. It's like, that's dope. But like,
not right now.
I can't right now, man. I can't.
Yeah.
Or you have that same person who's like, oh yeah, but I'm just gonna like stand on the side of the stage. It's like, hey,
no, you're not.
Can you leave? Can you just go away?
Go.
Right. And I mean, think about it in any other sense. Like you're a cashier at a grocery store and like you're walking into work and somebody's just like, hey bro, like you want to smoke this joint? Can we talk about all this stuff that's going on in our lives? And it's like, no. Going into work, please don't.
Please don't do this right now, my guy.
If you're gonna go in a green room or a break room or anywhere, I guess, really and you're gonna get drunk or you're gonna get high, you also have to be able to read the room and know when's your time to walk out. Yeah. Look at your set an alarm.
No lie, my girl's even like, all right, it's time. I'll leave you alone. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like she gives me like 5-10 minutes, and we're like, cool. Everybody, it's like again, it's like an unheard thing. It's unspoken. Everybody knows. So
yeah, good. With that, let's move over to Twitch and answer some. There was a few questions that were put in there, so we'll talk about them. But yeah, this will be a podcast, and I hope everybody listens to it.
And text Pauly D.
And text Pauly D.
Yes.
Tweet him, add him. Go listen to Drugs and a million plays.
Yeah. Streams
by
overnight.
the end of the
Let's
week.
do it.
Yeah,
Let's do it, guys.
1 million
Let's do it.
plays. I think
Get it
it's a
viral on
bop.
TikTok.
Yeah,
1 billion, and it could be 1 million.
it's 1 million listens. Follow Anarbor on everything.
Dude, you need to do that voice for your podcast now.
I do.
Like, that was.
He does a lot of
good.
voices.
I do too many voices.
He does a really great Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay,
We'll do it off recording though. But yeah,
Too late.
we'll go hang over on Twitch and thank you. Thank you to. Sorry, I'm like totally lost.
You're having
like,
an issue.
I don't want to fucking do this voice. Slade and Danny Anarbor, thank you for being on the podcast.
Thanks,
Yes,
guys.
for having
thank you for having us, man. Thank you.